What's up everyone, Alex here. Did you know that there's a whole genre of games that has you running shops to aid other would-be RPG adventurers in their own quests? It's a genre of games that's certainly a niche within a niche, and one that I'd love to see more games from. This video talks about one such game, and one that I have been hyped to play since it was originally announced in 2020. This game is called Potionomics, and I want to give you my impressions of the recently made available demo. The demo goes over 4 of the game's features: crafting potions, stocking your store, haggling, this one is really fun by the way, and improving your relationships with various townsfolk. Crafting potions, of course, is pretty important for a game called Potionomics, wouldn't you say? Because this is also what you'll be selling. Each recipe requires you to build up specific arcane types, which are called magimins, in order to make the right potion. For this demo, I'm required to build up magimins in both B and C, so I'm just throwing all the ingredients in to make it stable, as seen in the results section below the magimins. As you throw ingredients in, your potion will increase in quality, quantity, and sell price, which are all good things when the goal of the game is to make money. Brewing these potions takes some time, however, so it's best to have these going in the background. The game then gives you 3 potions to stock, and stocking your store is just as simple as selecting a shelf and stocking them with potions. It's also mentioned that you can upgrade your shelf later to gain various bonuses. The demo doesn't cover this, but I do wonder what these bonuses will do eventually. And finally, once you've fully stocked your store, it's time to open it up. This is where the haggling aspect of the game comes in, which is played as a deck building card game. Now I'm gonna be honest, every time I see that a game has deck building mechanics, I run for the hills. But the way Potionomics explains its systems, and after a little bit of experimentation and gameplay, the gameplay really grew on me and made me love the entire process. Imagine that, me saying, "Ooh, I love haggling." You'll never hear me say that in real life. Instead of trying to defeat your opponents, like in other card games, your goal during haggling is to build their interest on said potion so that they'll be fine with purchasing it at a higher price. In order to build said interest, you'll be using a currency called patience, designated by a number next to an hourglass icon, to play cards from your hand. That said, when you end your turn, customers can haggle against you as well, which inflicts stress upon you. If either the customer's patience or your stress drops to 0, the haggling ends and a potion goes unsold. And that's really it. But how will you get new cards to use for future haggling sessions? By visiting some fellow entrepreneurs or other townsfolk and hanging out with them or giving them gifts, you can spend the time to rank up your friendships with them. This system isn't so dissimilar from social link systems in Persona, as ranking up does use some of the time during the day. But ranking up will also get you cards to use during haggling. I've talked a lot about the various systems you're introduced to in the demo, but how does it feel to actually play the game? Potionomics on the PC does not support a controller, so this is purely a mouse-driven experience. That said, I absolutely love the game's characters, their animations, and what little story I've been told so far. Potionomics is a very story-driven game, complete with deep character development. And this is, I think, what really separates this game from other games in this genre. Because the game is focused purely on running the shop and not some other unrelated activity, such as exploring dungeons in other similar games for example, Potionomics is putting its characters and storytelling front and center alongside the various parts of its gameplay, and I think it's a great match. I've often been caught telling my friends that the quality of animation in Potionomics rivals many higher budget titles out there, even going so far as to say that the animation quality reminds me of the best Disney and Pixar have to offer. Yes, I know that might be hyperbole because all animation is really just squash and stretch, but you've never seen characters squash and stretch in games like this before, especially not this high quality. The soundtrack, composed by Greg Nicolet, helps reinforce the lighthearted fantasy and welcoming feel of the game. Unfortunately, the game isn't voice acted, but from the moment I started the game, it felt very strongly to me that its developers have a knack for choosing the right places to put their efforts in, ultimately lifting the entire experience up to match a standard of quality that almost feels unfair for an indie title such as this one. Speaking of, the team over at Voracious Games did say that Potionomics will come out on console, though no details about that are available as of this time. Needless to say, my excitement for Potionomics hasn't let up since I covered the game in 2020, and knowing that it's finally coming out on October 17th has me very excited to play this game. I also want to let you know that this demo will be available to play until October 10th at 10 AM Pacific time, so if you're still watching this before then, go download the demo on Steam and experience what I'm talking about. And that, my friends, are my impressions of Potionomics. And now, I want to hear what you think. Have you played games in this genre before? What do you think of Potionomics' focus on the social and economic aspects of its gameplay? Post your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.